What's up, guys? It's your boy TPP, and I'm back with that true crime talk, baby. Let's go. But before we get going and jump into this murderous mom's case, yes, another one. I told you, man, moms out there they're snapping right now. Them young ones are snapping. I'm telling you, dude, it's crazy. Crazy. But before we get into that, and before I pander for likes and views and subscriptions, happy Friday, y'all. Much love. TPP crew, which, I know the TPP crew is some, people that aren't part of the Turtles or the Muskrats, but I know you all have been here too, and I appreciate y'all. Much love. We all family, right? But yeah, when you're in here, though, you're part of my crew, so that's what's up. But anyways, happy Friday, y'all. Much love. Hope it's going good. All right, guys, but you know the deal. Help your boy out. Smash that like. I keep forgetting this one. Y'all share it. Like I was telling everybody before, just because you don't have followers or a channel doesn't mean that you sharing it to your page doesn't matter. It actually matters. Share that bad boy. Put it out there. You know what I mean? And then also, too, the last part of this, pandering. Apologize, guys. You have to do it. As a creator, I have to do this. It's unwritten rules, okay? If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you. And then if you're returning, you're not subscribed, and you keep stealing my content, we've had the conversation before. I ain't got nothing for you. It's Friday. Just hit the button already. Let's jump into it, guys. All right, murderous moms. It's a dang epidemic right now. Epidemic. You know what I mean? So, we've gone through how many in the last couple days? A lot, right, guys? I know you all showing up for the premiere down in the chat. You guys, you've seen them all. I know. God, so many of them, man. And nobody's talking about them. Nobody's hardly talking about them. Look, you just get a little spot like, the news, the major media, and it just glossed over. And then none of the creators are covering any of this stuff, man. I feel like in the last few days, we've all together learned about so many new cases and got to talk about these new cases down in the chat during the premiere. And then a lot of people leave comments on the replay. It's crazy. Why aren't people covering this stuff? I don't get it. Everybody's got enough time to sit there and fight, itch and complain, but nobody wants to cover these cases. And especially all these people that say, oh, I'm a child advocate, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Or the ones that go after the people that, are doing child advocacy. Like, you all got enough time to be doing this hating. Why not cover all these cases, these little kids, and actually do something? You know what I mean? Man. Anyways, guys, enough of that rant. I know most of you agree with me down in the chat, though. I know it. But I'll stop the rant. Let's get into it. Got a couple tabs pulled up for y'all. So these disgusting people are, yes, these are the ones. These are the defendants of this crime we're about to talk about. Let's read a little bit. The kid is the problem. Mom accused of seeking murder for hire of 3-year-old from parody website allegedly tried to claim she left son in woods to be eaten by bears or drowned. You can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't make this stuff up. It's insane. Man, I've about to 4-wheel drive. Buckle up. I've talked about it so much, though. It's like I feel so deeply that there's a direct correlation, obviously, has to be between an uptick, right, and the overall percentage increase of these types of crimes happening and the direct connection to how messed up our culture is now. It obviously goes hand in hand. Like, the morality in the youth now is so non-existent that I don't know, man. Any type of tension in a situation where they have a child, they don't seem to have the IQ or the tolerance or the care to make smart decisions. They just make the most narcissistic, entitled decisions. And I feel like it's part of why we see more of this. You notice how many of them are young? It's insane. Who takes out a hit on their 3-year-old? What the? Are you serious? I don't know, guys. Man, I know y'all down in the chat right now. This has got to be just mind blowing if you haven't heard about this one yet, right? A hit on a 3-year-old. What the hell? Yo, and as we read more about this parody website, are you serious right now? Think about that. Just wrap your mind around that. Not only are you evil enough to want to kill your 3-year-old, but you're dumb enough to think there's actual websites that, like, on the legit web, not the dark web. You know what I mean? I understand that. There's that aspect. But on the legitimate, there's legitimate hit websites on the legitimate internet, like the legitimate part of the internet. Are you serious right now? Guys. I'm just going to read. Okay, I'll just read. Well, first, we're going to listen to a little video. You know, fair use. We will interject. But yeah, this is a wild one, man. I don't know. I really, it's so I can't even wrap my mind around how outlandish it is. Like when you like push aside the fact how evil it is, and you just think about how insane that act is, of like thinking you could literally hire a hit on your 3-year-old off the freaking internet. Like, what the hell, bro? Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I put some ruts in that one. I know. 4-wheel drive. Let's get this started. Insanity. Yo, that judge is like, what? Even the judge was like, well, where I'm at right now, like, are you? I mean, what? You know, judges hear a lot of crazy things, but did you hear the response from that judge? She was like, huh? Dead ass. What the hell? Oh, shit. My bad, guys. I'm a dork. I'm sitting here playing it, and you guys are only catching the audio. I forgot to share the screen with you. Nothing really, it didn't show anything. Actually, you know what? I'll replay it, dude. Look at the judge's face. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a nerd, but I'm not going back and editing this because I don't do edits. Obviously, if you guys watch my stuff, you can tell there's no edits. I might stop it in StreamYard if one of the grandparents needs some help or something. But yeah, we'll just leave that in there. But watch this judge's face. I'm not playing.
She's 18. She went on a website to hire a hitman.
Kill her 3-year-old son.
What?
To kill her own child?
To kill her own child. I didn't get that far.
A young mother.
What do you say to that? And it's a woman judge, right? So it's like, you know, the whole maternal aspect of it. You know what I mean? You know, even women that don't have children still have, you know, that, like, most of them still have that protection mode thing that happens, you know, with children. Yeah, that judge was like, right then and there, if I was her, I'd be like, I'm screwed. The way that judge just responded, I'm screwed. Well, she's probably too dumb though, right, to realize she's screwed. She just tried to order a hit off the website, right? So, and we'll drive.
Mother is in jail in Miami, Florida, after police said she tried to hire a hitman to kill her son on a website. Welcome back to Sidebar here on Law and Crime. I'm Anjanette Levy. Police say Jazmine Paez used the website hireahitman.com to try to hire someone to take out her young son. The
What?
website is a parody site, though, so the owner turned Paez into police.
So the intended victim, I guess,
Dude. I can't. What the hell?
was her child, who's 3 years old.
According to the arrest form, the child is in the custody of the grandmother, I believe.
That's a good thing. Ms. Paez, have you ever been treated for any type of mental health condition?
No.
According to Miami-Dade police, a detective posed as a hitman and sent a text to Paez. Police say she responded by sending a photo of her son and agreed to pay $3,000 for the boy to be taken far away and killed.
Dude. My Lord. $3,000. That's all her baby is worth. It's $3,000. Like, what the serious, guys? Any of you guys wrap your mind around this one? Like, there's a lot of situations where these young girls, they just too much pressure and they snap. But like the actual thought, like how much thought you have to put into, I'm going to order a hit off the internet, and the thought process and like the steps that you'd have to go through to actually do that. That's not just regular snapping and doing something violent. You know what I mean? This is like thought out. This is not good for her. You know what I mean? This is going to go really bad in court. Really, really bad. And it should go really, really bad. Let's proceed.
Paez's father is defending her, telling a TV station in Miami, quote, "My daughter is not a monster. My daughter is a little girl who was born with health problems. She has liquid retained in her neck. She's had 12 surgeries. She lost the ability to move her face. She's been bullied in school. They called her the monster." Paez's
Okay, I can sympathize with that. I have empathy for that. But what does that have to do with trying to have your child killed? Because obviously she had a child, right? So even though she was experiencing bullying, things obviously worked out somehow. You know what I mean? You don't just have a child out of thin air unless you know you're in the Bible. You know, you just that immaculate conception, but that ain't happening right now. That's not what happened. She obviously was social enough to have a baby. So what does her health issues and her bullying have to do with her deciding to put a hit out on her baby? Pops, I'm sorry. I understand it's your daughter. I'd want to defend my daughter too. I want to make excuses too. Well, I'd want to. But as my daughters, as my son, yeah, I won't make excuses. If it's some BS, I'm going to call it that way. Just saying. Pops, you need to let her deal with her consequences there, buddy.
father believes the justice system will flesh out the truth in the case. Meanwhile, the judge ordered Paez to not have any contact with her son whatsoever.
I'm ordering that you stay away from your 3-year-old child. I think it's her son, whose initials are CGP. No contact with this child, either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties.
Obviously, right? Obviously, guys, that's what's going to happen. But that's literally what she wanted. This is the only thing that went right in her whole plot. Literally the only thing that went right is now she doesn't have to deal with her kid. But, my Lord.
And no contact with the victim through social media or other electronic means. And you must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim, his home, school, or daycare at all times. Do you understand that? I can't hear her, Miss Corey.
Yes.
And a neighbor who wants to remain anonymous told CBS Miami, quote, "I've never seen anything like this. To do something like this, what could be going through her mind? She's so young." joining me to discuss this disturbing situation.
I'm telling you, these young kids this generation they're struggling. That's just putting it light, just putting it nicely. Struggling all levels of things in life.
Is Bob Inez. He is the owner of rentahitman.com, and also he is the person who called Miami-Dade police to report this. Bob, welcome to Sidebar. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Bob, I have to ask you right off the bat, why on earth do you own a website called rentahitman.com?
Well, it was initially registered in 2005 for an IT security startup specializing in penetration testing, network risk analysis, with HIT being the key word. At the time, there were 4 of us involved in this startup. So rent as in hire us, HIT pertaining to network traffic, analytics, and that kind of thing. And men, well, again, there were a couple of us involved in the project. Business plans were never fully executed, you might say. And I was left holding on to the domain. And in the years following the failed business, I had tried to auction the website several times on different platforms, and there were no buyers.
Bro, so it's not even a hitman website. Really? Yo, it's a parody tech company, like website, a startup that never took off. Like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? Oh my Lord. Yo. That's one of the biggest L's I have ever seen in my life. Yo. So check it out. This business not taking off probably saved this baby's life, right? Because had that business taken off, this whole domain probably would have ended up changing later, and things, they wouldn't even have been there. And then that lady would have went and found a different solution for her problem, right? Instead of the website she thought she found. Yo, what was she searching to? Literally, what did she had to have literally searched like hitman, the actual word. She would have had to. That's such a vague thing. Like, how would she have found that website? Like, she did, right? I bet you that's what we're gonna hear in the trial. That they have some type of digital evidence where she literally searched hitman. This is insane. Holy goodness.
In 2010, I received a very disturbing email from a female stranded in Canada. She was from the UK. She had no passport, and she wanted to have 3 family members murdered. It was after that incident that I realized that the website had prevented the murder of those 3 people. And that's when it was basically reformatted into what it is today, a website where nobody can be stupid enough to hire a hitman online. And I'm proven wrong by that daily.
Yes, you've been proven wrong, it sounds like, time and time again.
Okay, this story is crazy.
It's pretty scary.
Imagine thinking you're like going to go into this whole different type of business, and you're like with some business partners, and you set this website up, and it doesn't work out, and you're stuck with the website, the domain. Then all of a sudden it takes this weird twist and becomes like this website that you set people up who are trying to have people in their life murdered. I'm telling you, life is stranger than fiction. I'd say about 85% of the time, maybe more. Oh my Lord. This story, I don't know. Every level is pretty crazy.
I don't seek these people out. These people are looking for a hitman online, and they ultimately find the website.
How many people submit queries or what have you to your website weekly, do you think, just ballpark, who are just kind of joking around? And how many of these queries are serious?
Well, I have to say, in the last couple of weeks, the website's been hit with a lot of people just testing out the web page, the service request form. But on average, on an average month, it would receive about 200 service requests a month that were credible in nature, that there was enough information to look into further. And only about 8 to 10% of those actually end up turning into anything like a welfare check or perhaps for further investigation.
So
That's
let's go to the
crazy.
Miami-Dade case.
That's still
When
crazy.
did you realize that Jazmine Paez, or at least someone claiming to be her, she's saying she didn't do this, or at least her father is. When did you realize, wow, this person is serious?
Well, the first thing that tipped me off was the picture of the child and the date that she specified she needed this done by. So we were under time constraints immediately once the request was received.
First of all, that's a lot of people trying to get people killed online. That's crazy, guys. That's insane. There's that many people who are that stupid. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? We see that just on YouTube, right? Trust me, we do, right? I mean, right? I know y'all have rolled into some creators' chats to see if you wanted to watch it or not, or interject yourself into the live chat and stood back and tell me I'm lying. Stood back and was like, oh, bless their hearts. These people are dumb as a box of rocks. Right? Tell me I'm lying. 4-wheel drive.
As soon as I started verifying names and addresses, that's when I became very real and had to act on it.
So you call Miami-Dade police and you try to report this.
Tried to report this a couple of times to them. The first couple of phone calls, I was told to reach out to Crime Stoppers 305, I believe it is. And it was on the third or fourth phone call that I finally escalated it to a supervisor who I was able to explain the details to. And that's when they took it seriously and passed it on to the sergeant and detectives.
Bro, what kind of BS is that? You have somebody legitimately calling in that's saying that they're getting these correspondence to their website for a hit on a child. How are you going to pass that off to anybody? I'm like finding a supervisor ASAP, like, yo, this is serious. You might want to look at this. Not give them some other number to go call. What the hell? Man, this little baby is just lucky to be alive. For real. So lucky to be alive. Man, I hope that baby ends up meeting this dude later in life. This dude just saved that baby's life.
So you felt like in the beginning they were just kind of pushing you off, because if you were to call in a Crime Stoppers tip, in some instances it goes to, a switchboard somewhere else. They forward the tips.
Yep.
There's a lag there.
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Yeah, I tried to express the importance, the significance of, the child's involvement, being the alleged target. And, Crime Stoppers just wasn't going to cut it. Yeah, you mentioned the lag. I knew that. I was aware of that. And this couldn't wait.
What was her request to you at first? Like,
Yo, so lucky. It's a smart guy right there, man. He was knowledgeable. He knew what was up. If he wouldn't have pressed for a supervisor, I'm telling you right now, if he wouldn't have pressed, like, that baby would be gone. Straight up, be another one of the little missing babies we talk about. 100%. Bless that dude. stepping up and doing the right thing.
Like the opening request.
The opening request. So basically, she specified on the service request form that she had to have that she wanted to have the child taken far, far away and possibly killed. That was pretty much it. That summed it up. I knew what I needed to do at that point.
So after the police take you seriously, what happens? Do you just pose, or do they pose as the hitman? How does this move forward?
So once a service,
Okay. What do you do? What do you say to that? You know what I mean? It's like some people in their life will get propositioned by somebody they know for some crazy ass help they have no business getting themselves involved with, right? Let's just say you're in that situation, right? And this insane person thinks they're close to you and that they can trust you with this kind of thing, right? Let's just put this scenario together. And they tell you what this lady just sent him in an email. What the hell is your response? Like, because be mindful, you're going to respond in a way where you're going to be able to keep this from happening and actually help police get a conviction, right? And save this baby. Because if you know what I mean, you act crazy, you flip out, like, she could recant the whole thing, say you're making it up, whatever, whatnot, and then later on pull it off, you know what I mean? Or maybe kill you. But either way, how do you respond to that? Can you imagine? Could you imagine? Or even if they, not even in person, but like even they texted you or messaged you. Well, I mean, this dude's insane. This guy's got a crazy job now, right? That's a crazy ass job now. Like run a website where you take applications for hit jobs and then have to like send this stuff to law enforcement constantly and I'm sure he's been to trial so many times. I mean, he's had to have been to trial. He's a witness. Crazy. I wonder how much that job pays. I wonder if he gets like government subsidies to do this now. He's got to, like grants or something. Because that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time consumed. Four-wheel drive.
request is received, and that's what I call it, a service request. I'll send out an email, a response email, and I'll just ask, do you still require our services, and would you like me to place you in contact with the field operative? If the email bounces or if they say no, maybe they have figured it out, or maybe it's a bad address, maybe it's just a hoax lead. And that kind of gets filed in one bin, you might say. However, she responded back with yes, indicating she wanted to have a field operative contact her, ultimately granting permission to take it to that next level. So that's just what I did.
And what happens from there? It's my understanding that police, obviously, they sort of take over and they apprehend her.
Yo, this is so crazy. She like wants to meet up with the field op, bro. Like that's insane. Holy jeez. I'm really scared for this country's future, guys. I feel like I did a pretty good job with my kids. You know, they're in this age range. I feel like I did a pretty solid job. They're good kids. They know how to. They get good grades. They don't get in too much trouble. They're down to work. I feel like I did a pretty decent job. But man, as true crime people, we see so much of this crazy nonsense. There's so much more of it happening constantly. I am scared for our future. Yo, this is the generation that's supposed to be taking care of us when we get older. Like, what the heck? Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. What are we going to do?
Yeah, so during the course of the investigation, I put together a statement of what she said according to the web form, and I kind of corroborate that with information that I'm able to find as far as names, addresses, and whatnot. I pass it all on to somebody in law enforcement. The information provided does include the IP address of the submitter, and law enforcement was easily able to verify the IP.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Correspondence with the IP and the whole. That's a wrap. She sent him pictures. It's a wrap. She is screwed. Oh, she's screwed.
IP address with the subscriber account and address where she lived. So, yeah, it's in their hands to investigate, and they have the opportunity to do a welfare check and make sure the child's okay, or B, act as the hitman and take over at that point and contact her. And I guess that's what they did in this particular case. They called her and said they were a representative of the website and verified what she wanted to have done.
Oh my Lord.
She has appeared in
I'm sorry, guys. I got to take some humor in this one because it's what she was trying to have done is heinous, man. So this is about as best case scenario as we can get with murderous moms, right? Is they fail at what they're trying to do, but she was dead ass gonna have a little dude taken out. Holy shit, man! But I gotta laugh. We gotta get some humor in every once in a while. All right, guys. Sorry about that cutaway. I got hit with a double whammy. My cousin had taken the grandparents out to eat and had brought them back. Grandma had a couple margaritas. She's feeling good. You know what I mean? So usually when I have the door closed in here, they know that I'm filming. And, well, the margaritas was speaking. And I had to go help her. And simultaneously, as that was happening, the gardeners were showing up to do the backyard. And, well, the window to this room, well, there's windows all around me pretty much. It's right here at the backyard. So I had to take a little break real quick. But let's jump back into it, guys. Because just because I had to take a break don't mean my mind's not blown. Still, I mean, it's my Lord.
and the judge even seemed shocked by this. Like her reaction was she was taken aback. I mean, you don't hear about something like this, and thank goodness that child was not harmed.
You know, I haven't even watched this clip, guys. I just I pulled it up because it's one of the few things that I could find on this, like video wise. And then I found an article we're gonna read. But so I hadn't even watched it, dude, and I was already calling the judge thing. You don't see judges react that way. Usually it's part of their profession is to be very stoic and about the facts, you know what I mean? No emotions, and whew, she showed some.
Harmed, as far as we know.
Yeah, so fortunately, the Miami-Dade authorities acted. They took it very seriously. They made sure the child was okay, and that's number one priority for me is to make sure that everybody comes out of this okay. I have the highest regard for Miami-Dade and how they handled this.
Bob, how many times have you reported something to law enforcement and someone was actually arrested and charged for their query and for trying to arrange something like this?
There have been many cases. I don't have an exact number because typically when I report something like this, I just grab a case number for my records, and there's not really any follow-up unless investigators have a question. However, since the website has been in the spotlight, I guess, and the media's attention recently, you're seeing more and more cases that have made the news. On average, about 15 requests or so each month end up getting referred to law enforcement.
What? Yo, this man potentially saves 15, we'll just say 15 conservative, right? 15 lives a month, possible. That's amazing, honestly, guys. That's pretty It's pretty nuts to think about how this all even started up with this website and the fact that this man is out there saving lives. Amazing. As crazy as this story is, this dude's pretty damn amazing.
I'm not sure if all of those end up in an arrest. Again, I don't follow up in that capacity. But yeah, it's averaged about 15 a month for the past year and a half or so. That's quite a few.
Most certainly, especially if these are people who are not just messing around and think this is a joke. People who are actually serious about this. Very scary.
Well, I try and sort out the hoax inquiries too. I'm actually, pretty good at that, if you ask me. The site receives a lot of requests for like SpongeBob, and obviously these are kids that are just filling out the form, and just
Yo, they're trying to have SpongeBob wax. That's not right. These kids are evil, man. Holy goodness. No wonder the 18-year-old's so evil. He was starting out young. Trying to put a hit out on SpongeBob? That's what he said, right? Or am I tripping? I think that's what he said. That's crazy.
just kind of playing around. Those are easy to pick out. It's the inquiries that have information for both the solicitor and the target. And if I'm able to corroborate any of that information, that is kind of a red flag, and that's when I look into it more seriously. So,
Bob Inez, owner of rentahitman.com, thank you so much for coming on to talk with us about this. I'm so glad that your tip finally was taken seriously and something horrible was likely prevented.
Yes. Thank you for having me. I am, as long as these tips keep coming in, as long as these service requests keep coming in, I'm going to continue to work them the best that I can and, hopefully save additional lives.
That's it for this edition of Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast.
Dang, guys. Crazy. I don't know. This one's nuts. And I know I put it under the bracket of murderous moms, but she did not pull it off and murder her child. But it was pretty close. If she would have found this website, there would have been another option, right? Because if you're going to go through all the steps it takes to order a hit off a website, meet up with a field agent, had that not been an option, I'm sure you would have exercised a different option. It's absolutely, the whole damn thing's insane. But we have an update, right? So that video was a month ago, and we have a more recent update. So we're going to get into this, and this will be the last article, and I'll stop torturing you guys with this insane case. Let's see, tab. All right, guys. So these are your two winners, though. Let's read. A second person has been charged in an alleged murder plot that involved a Florida mother attempting to hire a hitman on a parody website to kill her 3-year-old son. I believe that's Jamalo Souza. Hey, that's my best shot, guys. 18, was arrested on Monday after he allegedly tried to convince Jazmine Paez, also 18, to kill the toddler, telling her the kid is the problem. The plot thickens, eh? The plot thickens. Let's read on. Oh, man, I can already feel myself getting pissed. Apologize, guys. Apologize. Okay. The kid is the problem. I hope you see that all I ever wanted was to free you. Mr. Souza allegedly wrote to Miss Paez in a series of text messages detailed an arrest warrant affidavit. The relationship between the pair is unclear. His arrest comes just over Oh, my bad. His arrest comes just over a month after Miss Paez was taken into custody on 18th of July when her request through renttahitman.com was flagged. I mean, damn, girl. It's like not even some like inconspicuous hitman name. It's like literally Rent a Hitman. It's my lord. According to the affidavit, she submitted a photo of her son, an address, and his safe word or phrase for the potential contracted killer, which was "put me in, coach." You can't make this up, man. You can't, like, really? The request was flagged, and an officer posing as a hitman spoke to the mother, who agreed to pay $3,000 for someone to kill her son. Oh Lord. Miami-Dade police. Of course, you know what I mean too. Of course, right? It's got to be Miami. What the hell is in the water in like Florida? Like seriously, there's so much crazy stuff that comes out of Florida. Woo. Miami-Dade police launched an investigation that then revealed disturbing text messages between Miss Paez and Mr. Souza that implied he was pushing her to carry out the plan of murder. Oh, so we got two demons, right? We got the demon influence, and then the demon mom that's gonna go ahead and do it. Like, what the hell, man? How many of you ladies are doing that? Some dude tells you to off your kid, right? Tripping. That dude's taking a dirt nap. Insane. Okay, I told you about the kid. You won't do anything. You do it. And I think about coming back, he allegedly wrote. Yo, straight up manipulating the hell out of her. According to the arrest affidavit, Miss Paez responded to Souza in a text claiming that she took her son to the woods and left him there to be eaten by bears or drowned in the water. This is so crazy, guys. What the hell? Souza responded to her message by asking for a picture of proof. Sick motherfucker. Further details of what followed the conversation were not released. Mr. Souza was arrested Monday and accused of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and unlawful use of communications device. His bond was set at $15,000 and was ordered to have no contact with a child or anyone under the age of 18. He shouldn't even have a bond. Screw these people, right? I feel like if it's like a crime against a child on any level, like there, no bond, no bond, no bond. Right? Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You ask, just need to go sit in jail. The boy's mother, who was arrested back in July, was charged with first-degree solicitation of murder and unlawful use of a communications device. And she had previously been granted a $15,000 bond in order to stay away from her son. Her request for a hitman was flagged after she sent pictures of the boy and the exact location of where the child was going to be. The website's owner, Robert Inns, told NBC6 information he said he found to be unusually specific. Let's see, Mr. Request. Yeah, guys, it's pretty much all the same stuff we heard in the article from him on that video. So, wow, so it's not just her. There's a male influence in it, and yeah, these are those complex situations, right? And complex cases where you could probably have some sympathy for her, you know what I mean, at some level, like through the manipulation she was receiving. But it's like, at the same time, like, this ain't the type of manipulation that makes sense to be buckling to. You know what I mean? Like, killing somebody? Let your kid? Like, what? There ain't nobody in this world worth your child's life. It's insane. Absolutely insane. I don't know, man. They both look dead behind the eyes. You know what I mean? Or I don't know if I'm just being judgmental or, a jerk, but they both look dead behind the eyes. Demon. Operating on demon time. Selfish, entitled, narcissistic, don't care about anybody but themselves, sociopath. I don't know what else you could throw at that, but one of those has got to be it. Sickening, guys. Sickening. But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this case? What do you think's going to happen at the trial? How much time do you think they're going to do? They're going to get convicted, right? You would think. But unfortunately, and being somebody that follows a lot of trials, sometimes when you think that it's really straightforward and it should be a slam dunk case, something crazy happens and people don't get convicted when they should. I mean, perfect example. Well, I might have some detractors on here that'll argue with me, but recently we had a case thrown out. They're gonna have to retry the whole case because they had a hung jury. And to me, watched the whole damn trial, and it was pretty obvious the person's guilty. But some diehard holdout or holdouts or however many in this I can't remember how many people are on this jury. But some people literally believe he's innocent, and it baffles the hell out of me. It doesn't even make sense. And that trial is the YNW Melly trial. In my opinion, this dude is guilty. All the circumstantial evidence paints a pretty damn clear picture, but somehow the hung jury, what the hell? We have to have it retried. And I'm gonna still do a video on that pretty quick here. I'll do a premiere on that, updates and whatnot. There's a lot of stuff going on with that trial for anybody that was watching it or is interested. But that being said, that's what I'm worried about with this one is is it going to be enough, the messages, to convict them both and just slap them with full sentences? Because I'm hoping so. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Replay gang. You as well. That's it, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up though, man. I hope you guys are having an amazing Friday. I really do. Mine's going pretty smooth. I think I'm gonna drop one more video, hopefully, before the night's up. Got work tomorrow, so can't stay up super late. Probably happen anyways, though. We'll see. But nonetheless, guys, much love to you all. I appreciate you being here. It's your boy, the Piscine Predator, aka TPP, baby. And until next video, much love you all. Amen.